Welcome to Breaking Barriers. You know your path. We know the obstacles, and we can teach you how to tear them down. And now your host, CEO and founder of Adapting Social, John Vigero.
What's up, guys? We are doing something special today. We are doing Breaking Barriers live. We got Rich Calandra here with me. What's up, man?
I'm so excited and happy to be here, man.
It's
Looking
good to be here.
to it. Yeah.
I surprised Rich. I told him we're doing a podcast. Normally we don't go live, right? But I said, you know, we're going to change it up here today. We're going to do something a little different.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited, to have you on board here, man. Obviously, you're pretty local to the office over here, so you're right in Lavalette. And, you're out here, pushing your new brand, VidaRich Coffee Booster. So we're going to talk a little about that.
And so happy to be here, as I said. Excited, man.
Yeah. And so, right now, for people that are listening in, tell us a little bit about who you are and what this product is.
I'm just a local guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new startup. We launched the product about a year ago,
right?
But it's got about a 20-year history to it. So I won't bore you with all of that, but we started in the industry many, many years ago. Right. It all got sidetracked for a while, and with the the marketplace and the nutritional supplement market being so saturated, we kind of held off recently. And then when COVID kicked in, and the whole world seemed to be focused, to kind of get a new focus on looking after their own health and not being so reliant on the medical system. Kind of started to sense a shift in the mindsets there, and decided it was time to get back in the game and create a really high-end quality product.
Let's go.
So
yeah. And that's not easy to do, obviously. You got to put the time into formulation.
Right. As I said, we launched about a year ago, but it's about 3 years now since we started the process.
It's so awesome that your name is Rich, because it's VidaRich.
Total coincidence.
Yeah, right?
It's full of life, but just coincidence that happens to be Rich.
I love it. It's so great. Now, for somebody that's watching this, hey, I always wanted to start some sort of product or some sort of supplement brand. I think it's impossible. What advice would you give them?
Well, it's like you said, it's not an easy industry to get into,
right?
Because there's a lot of crap out there. There's a ton of stuff on the market, so it's very saturated. So you have to create something that really stands out, that's really different, that differentiates itself from. And then just breaking into the industry. There's got to be a reason someone's got to try it. The biggest barrier, and in my mind, the biggest barrier is getting into the big outlets, the big stores, because it's one thing to do it online and you just have to put a ton of money behind it and promote it. But you really want to get out there into the marketplace.
Right. And
they have thousands of going after them, trying to get on the store shelves are very difficult. The high-end quality stores, very difficult to get into.
As they should be, right?
Yeah. You want them
as
to.
They should be.
They're selective. They've got to wean through the thousands of things out there to bring it down to the SKUs to represent their customer base with just quality stuff.
Yeah.
And we were able to, knock on whatever. We were able to tap into that and got into a couple of quality stores fairly early on. It really wasn't even the business plan, but it just kind of happened.
Right.
One thing led to another, and once we got established in one, that just kind of started feeding
just
into.
Boom.
Yep. And we're now, as of today, we're in about 40 pretty high-end stores. A bunch of other little smaller scatterings all over the place,
and stuff.
but 40 really high-end natural, organic natural markets, and growing rapidly.
So for people saying, what is in VidaRich, right? Look at a little product placement here.
There you go.
There we go.
Beautiful thing.
So what makes this special?
This spiel, I've done so many demos now, I can do this spiel in my sleep.
Let's hit it.
I'll give you the whole 30-second, my elevator pitch, so to say.
Let's hit it.
It's got a full dose of collagen. More importantly, collagen is just a low-end protein, but it's a really dense source of glycine. Glycine is what your body needs to produce its own collagen.
Got it.
But it also needs vitamin C, vitamin A, zinc, copper, manganese. All those things are very intentionally built into the superfood blend. So at its core, it's a really high-end collagen booster. But then on top of that, there's a whole a full-blown mushroom blend. We have a full gram of lion's mane mushroom, which is for brain health and gut health.
Right.
The things you drink coffee for, focus and energy. And then there's cordyceps mushrooms, which is for natural energy and stamina. And it does that it actually boosts ATP production. ATP brings more oxygen into your blood. Then there's a whole superfood blend of raw cacao.
We all want that.
Yeah. We need that for sure.
Yeah.
Then there's a full superfood blend of raw cacao, spirulina, and beetroot. They're all high in magnesium, so it's a nice little magnesium booster as well. They're all good prebiotics, so long term it's good for your gut. But they all boost nitric oxide. Nitric oxide increases blood flow,
Right.
so you're getting more blood, carrying more oxygen from the ATP
Yep.
for the mental clarity and focus, and for that natural energy and stamina. And then if that's not enough, there's some healthy fats as well. There's MCT for quick energy.
Good.
And the coconut milk for,
you really
for the
jam-packed this
omegas.
thing.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's like I said, a year and a half, 2 years in the making. Part of that was just trying to, we knew fairly early on all the elements we wanted to build in, but it was just a matter of getting, there's substantial amounts of some really high-end ingredients that are
Right.
not easy to work with.
Right.
Getting it all to be palatable, because if you're asking people to put this in your coffee, you don't with people's coffee. You know what I mean?
Right,
So-
right.
So people,
Does it affect
it's
the
an
taste of the
incredibly
coffee?
high-end blend, but you have to be willing to drink it every morning. So if you're not going to suffer through that day after day.
Right.
So it's got to be something you really enjoy, and that was the hard part, getting all these elements into
To
something
taste
that,
the right
yeah,
way.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. And I'd like to say everyone loves it, but if a significant percentage of the people that taste it seem to actually love it, enjoy it. But though we do, as I said earlier, we do occasionally get the eye twitch,
Yeah.
and they tend to be the real vocal ones, the people that
Yeah.
don't like it. But I always say, people drink their coffee anywhere from a black espresso all the way up to so much cream and sugar that you don't even know there's coffee in there.
Totally.
So getting one blend that's gonna, that everyone's gonna love, is
Right.
just not realistic.
Right.
But I think we nail it where we have a significant percentage of the people that actually try it
Right.
seem to like it and end up buying it, and then a significant percentage of those come back and repurchase it, which is the real test. So,
Right.
yeah.
That's really cool. One thing I just want to say, when you think about the things that are really good for you, most of them don't taste good. And when I was younger and I would do all the supplements in the gym, you said nitric oxide,
Yeah.
the pre-workouts, all this
Yeah.
other stuff. Some of them they made good, but the things that are really healthy for you, it's almost like you gotta if it's good for you, just muscle through it, right?
It's like
Just
Mother
do
Nature
it.
wants you to earn it, right?
100%. When you think about vegetables, are vegetables delicious? I mean, if you put bad stuff on them, they become delicious, like balsamic vinegar or
But
whatever else.
why? Because we're
ranch.
comparing all the good stuff to the man-made stuff that's just loaded with sugar these days, which
Right.
is terrible for you.
Right.
But that's what we've learned, that we've become addicted as a society. We've become addicted to sugar. So you take that out of the equation,
Right.
And now you're just down to the raw, raw
Totally.
flavors. So
Totally. And listen, I think that's the one thing. That's why I heard this analogy forever ago. And because during COVID, I went like most people. I was eating like a freaking cow, and I was drinking like a fish.
Yep.
And it was the first time in my life where I was just home, right? Because I've been building Adapting Social for 17 years. So it was the first time I was just home, not traveling, not going here for business. And I put on a lot of weight, right?
as did a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, I want to get back to being healthier. And we hired this nutritionist. And, she said something to me similar to what you're sharing, where she's like, listen, if I told, you put gas in your car, right? Would you ever put anything else other than gas? No, why? Because your car will break down. Right. But you value that, right? Now, when you put the stuff you put in your body, typically in America especially, we put stuff that is tasteful. We want to like the taste,
Yep.
and we value taste over nutrition.
Yep.
And so that's why I think more people need to be open to, it doesn't matter if it tastes good or not. If you know you're getting what you need in your body, just do it.
There's people, when I'm doing my demos, people will say that it doesn't matter if I'll suffer through it if it's based on all the quality ingredients. I tend to disagree. I think you'll do that for a little while, maybe,
Right.
but if you really want to incorporate
Right.
it in,
Most
that's
of the
why I always say
population.
half the time I don't even pitch the ingredients until they taste it and I see their reaction.
Yep.
Because if they're not gonna, it doesn't matter how
Right.
good the ingredients are. If you're not gonna drink it every day,
Right.
my joke is it's not gonna do any good up in your kitchen cabinet.
No,
right? I mean,
no.
you've got to. I wake up every morning, and the first thing I do is I go to my coffee mat, I make my cup, and put a scoop in,
Right.
and I look for it, and I start my day with a cup of VidaRich. And all the feedback I get from a lot of people is that's what they do as well. They look forward to it.
Right.
If you're not looking forward to it, the chances of you maintaining it as a habit is just slim. Yeah, you might do it for a little while
Right.
but that will fade off.
You're right, but I think so. You're absolutely right, and that's the major population. The major population is only going to do things that taste good, that are comfortable, because that's why they stay in their little box in their bubble. Right?
So much of our focus was getting all these good ingredients in something that was tasty, that people would like.
Right.
The vast majority of the people that have bought my product had the opportunity to taste it first.
Totally.
That may not be realistic as we grow and over the long term, but that's it built the knowledge that gave me the comfort level that as we grow beyond that, doing our demos and tastings, that the significant amount of people enjoy it. I'd always hate for somebody to buy it first and then not like it and not be allergic, because I don't want anybody. I want everyone to be satisfied. We don't want to disappoint anybody. But that won't be realistic over time. Yeah. But to see it and to tweak it, we get feedback. We do everything we can to. I'll always be tweaking, always try to make it anything we do to make it better and improve.
Well, one of the things that I think about often is so I'm 33.
Okay. Right.
I have 3 kids under 3. And as I'm getting older and moving more into fatherhood and just obviously, aging, I'm on this kick where I'm I want to stay as young as I can physically and mentally, right? And so the discipline that I have is screw how it tastes, right? For anything, right? Because and again, not everybody's that disciplined, but I look at it if I want to be as healthy and have the vitality that I want to have and the youthfulness that I want to have with my kids long term and my wife, it's I need to put in the work. And part of that work is not just working out, it's also what I'm putting in my body and what that's what it's doing. And if it's only something that just generally tastes good, it's even that's not sustainable when you think about it. I have so many, my wife and I have friends who are always on different weight loss journeys and health kicks, and they'll buy all these different things that are super, the one thing is mint chocolate chip flavor.
The worst thing you can do is create a diet for yourself.
Correct.
That you have to maintain.
But I'm saying even supplementation.
Right.
And so I feel that's why it's if you want to be young and you want to be youthful, you have to find the right supplements and things like this that are going to do wonders for your body internally and keep that chemistry really going the way it needs to, because it doesn't matter how it tastes. That's why for me, there's certain drinks and supplements that I take because I have a lot of different deficiencies that my nutritionist exposed through blood tests. And there's certain things that I take that taste like shit, bad.
A lot of the stuff does. A lot of the ingredients in here do individually.
But every day for the past 3-4 months, I take it and I take it and I take it, and I know it's not about taste, it's about function. Right? Screw the taste. What does that mean? It's about function in my body. So I'm just throwing that out there for anybody listening. It's put the taste BS aside, right? For most supplements, right? It's if it's going to be good for you, you've been able to formulate something that can taste good, which is rare.
I'll be the first to admit, not 100%. Not everyone loves it. Right. And I've come to accept that.
Yeah.
But a significant percentage of people do and actually look forward to drinking it. Yeah. And I'll go on that. I mean, being close to twice your age, and focusing. I think what you have to do is develop a lifestyle. So you have to find things that build into your lifestyle, because, like I said, these fad diets or this, when they just don't last, they don't work, and very often they do more damage because if you change, you start screwing with your metabolism and everything else. Just developing a nice, basic, long lifestyle, a little minor adjustments as you go, being active, but you can't out exercise bad nutrition. Right. So that what you put in your body is the real foundation of your health. Right. And then fitness and all that other stuff is on top. That's even socialization, all these other things that you need to live a healthy lifestyle. Right. But what you put into your body is number one as far as I'm concerned. But the reality is, if you're going to wake up and start with a morning routine, it's going to be a lot tougher to do if you're not looking for it, if you don't like it. The thought with the VidaRich was to get all these high quality ingredients. The vast majority of I have a high-end, real super clean skincare that we started with years ago, called Good Life Pure. Right. Have a bunch of very loyal clients, customers for that. Yeah. When collagen started becoming the big popular thing for hair, skin, and nails, whatever, they were all reaching out to me do we have a collagen, and that's kind of was the seed, and it kind of grew from there. But the point is that there's the vast majority of the population already drinks coffee. Not everyone, but a good significant amount do. And a fair amount of those people are already putting collagen in. So this was a habit that you didn't have to teach them a new habit, teach them a new thing. Right. It was just taking that basic thing and upgrading it to something really that would really, really benefit them. Give them everything else even if it's just collagen they were focused on for their hair. Right. Give them everything else they need in one scoop, in one place, to be a really effective collagen producer. But while you're at that, Why not build all these other really healthy elements into it? And take
Right.
that one habit. You're already having your coffee. You're already putting something. You're already buying something to put into it. You're already putting it in. It's part of your routine already. Let's upgrade that. Let's like supercharge that morning routine into something that's really going to be overall health. And it sounds crazy. All the same elements that give you energy by day even help you sleep at night, which is probably maybe even tier number one. Maybe before nutrition.
I think that's the most
good
important
health.
thing, right? Sleep.
A good sleep, good night's sleep.
Which I did not get last night.
So people are used to, energy from stimulants, sleep from sedatives. This is energy from blood flow and more oxygen in your system. Those are all the same things that help you sleep better at night as well.
Right. So what would be one piece of advice, knowing all the stuff you know about nutrition? Obviously, it's telling me, if you can go back to Rich when you were, let's call it, in your early 20s, what advice would you give yourself, knowing what you know now, to yourself at that age?
I'll probably start with the healthy lifestyle a little earlier.
Right.
It was very active.
But if you could only give one piece of advice, though, one piece of advice would you give?
Just eat clean, live clean.
Right.
Avoid toxins, avoid poison. Anywhere from alcohol, though. Is in balance. I guess everyone wants to have.
You're living on the beach over there.
A little yin and yang in life could keep things, because you'll never.
Do you drink?
I do, not nearly as much as I used to,
Right.
which would have been my.
What's your
I would have told my younger self
choice?
not as much.
Right.
My poison of choice these days is tequila. So nice.
That's the
clean
healthiest
tequila.
one, apparently. Right?
Yes.
What do you do? Reposado?
And I generally drink it straight up. So
it's the healthiest way to do it.
I won't drink a margarita because all the sugar, it's just way too sweet. It'll give me a headache. Where how do we shift from health to tequila? But
so you eat cleaner.
My vice of choice is a little tequila, and I if you keep it in balance for whatever your lifestyle is, it's easier to maintain.
Yeah.
Like even from a diet standpoint, I love my favorite restaurant I go to. They know I love. They have a brownie.
Who is
I just love. Dina's down in over in Toms River.
Oh, nice.
And they know when I come in, they have a little. Their grandmother makes a brownie. It's the entire brownie tastes like the edge of a typical brownie, and I love it. And you got to treat yourself every now and then.
You should, absolutely.
98% of the time, I'm eating incredibly healthy. I grow even though I'm at the beach and I'm sand and stone.
Yep.
I have a bunch of garden boxes there where I grow vegetables. I grow cukes and kale and
nice.
arugula. I grow and I eat that fresh all the time.
Good.
Right. So I eat pretty clean the vast majority of the time, but every now and then you got to treat yourself just to keep it in balance.
100%. So, I agree with that wholesomely.
And going along with that with the VidaRich,
right?
When we do parties and at events at outdoor places, the VidaRich becomes a very nice VidaRich martini. By the way, we keep it chilled. We have a machine that keeps it chilled and mixed.
All right, now he's really plugging it. I like it. Now we're talking. Have to bring
That's
those
in
home.
summertime mode. You got to go there. So.
Right. And so as we get close to the end here, I have two questions for you.
Sure.
What is one thing that you would say you want to leave behind kind of as a legacy to family and friends? So when people think about Rich, and who you are and what they are to them, when you're not in a room, what do you want people to remember you by?
Well, that's bringing it back to this. The legacy I'd like to do with this is just helping a lot more people live a clean, healthy life. In an environment where it's very difficult to do that, you go to a local supermarket, where the organic section is this small compared to the whole store, which is all processed crap. Yeah. To just what little I can do to contribute to a healthier, cleaner lifestyle for as many people as I can introduce it to.
Right.
That's what I'd like the legacy of the product to be, and I guess in the long term, my own legacy, that I just bring some benefit to
I love it.
to people while developing, while enjoying my own life.
I love it. I love that. And where can people find you? So website, stores, if somebody's interested.
Well, the website is VidaRich, and it's with a D, VIDA, Rich, RICH.com. And on that website there's an app, a store locator app, that'll give you plug in your zip code. It'll give you the stores in your area. We're up to about 40 big retail locations.
Right.
There's like I said, there's a spattering of other smaller places that we aren't necessarily on the list. So in a lot of smaller places that are selling into their customer base.
Right.
But the stores are all, the big larger natural organic markets, and there's about 40 of them at this point. We're pretty much focused in the tri-state region at this point.
Yeah.
And they're all listed and mapped out for you on the website. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Guys, go give it a try. It's very good. We had it. You dropped off a couple in the office one time.
Yes.
And they all went very quickly. Like
I'd love to hear it.
The team took it. And
love
they were
to
like,
hear it.
they're like, when are we getting that back? I'm like, listen, go get it yourself. But definitely check it out. And again, keep grinding, man. I love watching your journey, obviously building this brand, from the ground up. Not enough people like understand the work it takes to like actually get after it and build a company from the ground up. And obviously you're the person boots on ground going to these, farmers markets, locations, like meeting people, shaking hands, giving them samples. And it's like, that's the grind behind the scenes that most people don't see.
Yeah. By the time you get to the point that you're becoming visible to most people,
right,
there's been an awful lot
of behind the scenes
work.
A lot of miles on the car.
Yes.
All that stuff, right?
Yeah, and we're still doing that, but we're looking to start leveraging that now. Thus the reason for being here at Adaptive Social.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to working together.
Making some big moves. Absolutely, guys. So go check out VidaRich. And Rich, thank you so much for your time today,
pleasure,
brother.
man.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much for having me here. It was great.
Yeah, take care.
Great.